Yo, hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of Hard Drive 32 with your host, Alex Volkin. My background is in graphic design as well as game design. Worked as an art director at a mobile game company for 5 years. Then went on to do graphic design stuff, was art director at a business magazine. And now I am fortunate enough to be able to pursue game design again. And that is kind of what this channel is dedicated to. It is about me learning to make a video game all by myself and hopefully with a couple pals. And specifically with a bent towards 32-bit games like in the PlayStation era. So yeah, welcome again. Little update on the channel. I'm going to move to Monday, Wednesday, Friday for these streams. Particular reason why is like the divide between creating content as well as streaming and promoting streams and doing social media. One cuts into the other more than I would like. I honestly wish I could do more time actually doing content creation. While I love doing these streams, I think it'd be fantastic on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. Right now, it's like almost eating away a little too much of that just busted in and out art time. So likely on Tuesday, Thursdays, you won't see a stream, unfortunately, anymore. I'm so sorry. But there'll be lots of cool stuff to be able to show you guys that was made during that time. So yeah. Last we left off, we are working on Denji from Chainsaw Man. It's an anime. Crazy cool anime. It's coming out here in the fall. Manga's already a big hit. And that'd be awesome. Before I start doing video game stuff and making my own projects, I need to cut my teeth again and doing some 3D modeling and art again. So we're trying to take Denji from Chainsaw Man and make him into a 32-bit PlayStation 1 style character. And yeah, let's go ahead and go to the share screen so that way you guys can see the progress from last time. All right. There we go. Let me make sure. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Give me just a second here. I recently unplugged and changed my monitor, so it's capturing the wrong monitor. That's good to know. There we go. Awesome. Yeah, guys, I've got so many tablets at this point. It's just like, or not tablets, so many screens. My computer has no idea what to do with itself. All right. So, yo, this is Blender, 3D modeling program. Excellent 3D modeling program. Honestly, we'll get into, I'll give you a little bit of my history as far as like 3D modeling goes here in just a tiny bit. But I have a really positive impression of it. And let me also pop up where we last left up on the illustration for Denji that we'll use for the 3D modeling. And that is here in Photoshop. Yeah, one thing also, I will likely on Tuesdays and Thursdays also do some t-shirt designs, some video game t-shirt designs. It's a really cool website called The Yeti. I'm going to post it in chat real quick. It's one of my favorite video game t-shirt sites. But the thing about it is all their t-shirts are super duper limited runs. They get really talented artists and illustrators. And it's fantastic, man. I've in the past, I'd purchased quite a few shirts from them. I just love the artwork and design. And they do such a good job promoting artists. And what's great is if you are an illustrator or designer, you can submit your designs. If they like it, they'll put it up on the site and the artist will make $2 a shirt, but they'll also be able to promote their portfolio and they'll also get kind of like a permanent location on the Yeti website. And you can print your websites or print your t-shirts, print your websites, print your t-shirts off elsewhere. So that's going to be kind of like, I'm going to start doing some illustration work that could be used on t-shirt design because I need that. I want that passive income, that income they don't necessarily have to work actively on at all times. So that way I can help support this channel as well as support this indie game pursuit so that the stream never ends. So yeah, check out the Yeti.com. Eventually I'll have some cool t-shirts up on there and I'll definitely tell you guys about it when that day comes. But yeah, back to the point here. I was going to pop open the character model sheet for Denji. And honestly, I did this really hastily and quickly. I haven't done this 3D modeling stuff in so long. I can't even remember, like, since I'm making 32-bit games, like PlayStation era games, I don't even know how much effort I should go into putting details that perhaps won't even show up in the final texture work. So I wanted to just really quickly knock out this character model sheet, learn what I should do in the future with it if there's more detail than it's needed here or there to be able to pull it off. So this is like moving fast to be able to create it. So we're going to use this character model sheet. We're going to put it in the background of Blender, the 3D modeling program, and then we're going to create the 3D model from that. So yeah. So to do that, let's go ahead and I'm going to save out this image here. So that way I can go and take it into Blender. All right. And what I'm doing, I'm saving it out so that way I can put it as a background image in the 3D model, and you'll see what I'm talking about here in just a second. It's a really cool feature. So in desktop, we're gonna make a whole new folder for this bad boy. G Blender, G character model sheet. All right, we might save it. Yeah, let's save the PSD here as well. Oh, got the PSD there. JPEG. Just in case Blender doesn't accept JPEGs, I want to make sure, or sorry, doesn't accept PSDs. Save a JPEG as well. Then what we're gonna do is, this here is the interface for Blender. Blender is a free to use 3D modeling program. It's fantastic. It has a bit of everything. It does rendering, it does animation, it does sculpting, it does pretty dang good texture work, does all sorts of things, Really impressive tool, especially considering that it's free. It's an all-in-one program. It's a jack of all trades, expert of none, but honestly, it's pretty close to being an expert at them all. So for most projects you work on, it's a great way to cut your teeth in 3D modeling. And a big deal thing I would promote for any of you out there that is learning 3D modeling, one, there's a big community for Blender that will help you out if you're ever in need. There's lots of tutorials out there. The other thing is, if you want to learn 3D Studio Max, Maya, things that are currently the industry standard in the professional field of both movies and games, you're going to pay a absolute shit ton of money. I'm not even kidding you guys. It's like thousands upon thousands of dollars every year just to use those programs. And the thing is, you may be wondering, well, how are people doing all this 3D modeling? One, they're either getting their clients to pay for the license to use those programs, or two, they are in a studio environment, so the company itself pays for those licenses, or three, they're learning it in college. And so what happens is, a lot of students go into college, they're like, hey, it's an industry standard to use 3ds Max or Maya. So that's what we're going to teach our students, because that's what the teachers used when they were growing up and what they did in their professional career. So they funnel the students through college, they learn that 3D program, and then if you don't get inside of a studio environment and you don't have enough freelance work to pay for 3ds Max or Maya, you're out of luck. There's nothing you can really do. Like, unless you're exceedingly wealthy or have that kind of financial income, you got nothing you can go. So I think for me, I have a lot of personal issues with the pricing on Maya and 3ds Max. And the nice thing is you can at least get a student discount for a time period on a number of Autodesk products, and they are really good products. But for my money, if you want to learn 3D modeling, you're young, you don't have the money, you're not in college for it, you're just an enthusiast, and you want to see if you like 3D modeling, go with Blender. You never know. What matters at the end of the day is the art you make, and honestly, it seems like the industry is changing to where they're accepting Blender a lot more. So don't feel bad if you know Blender. All right, that was my little rant on that. So we've got a cube here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Shift A, which lets you create objects, and I'm going to choose background, and this lets me put an image in the background. And let's go to where we saved it. Yeah, and if you guys have any questions about that stuff, feel free to ask, and I will do my best to answer them. Nice, they might actually accept PSD, but we're gonna stick with. I see how this is all in the background now. So what's cool is, all right, check this out. So if I turn and look left to right, you don't see it anymore. And so what we're gonna do here, we're gonna take it. Ooh, see how it's already gone? You only see it when you're on perspective. And we're gonna scale it up. Like so. And we'll put them kind of in the center there. One thing I may want to do is I'm going to scale this box up to 5. Woo! You may be like, why is it making that size 5? So the 3D programs have different units of measurement. And in this case, in the case of Blender, each, if I recall right, let me check real quick. I believe it's in meters. Let's see. Let me type in, is Blender's unit of measurement meters? I believe it is. I know Unity says. Okay, yeah, they use meters. So whenever I scaled this box to 5, I'm scaling it up to 5 meters. And a human is, I mean, it's not a total average, but is commonly 5 meters tall. So this is a way for me to get it roughly the equivalent, the character I'm making to be roughly the size he needs to be eventually. And you know, I could always after the fact adjust his height, but I prefer to create characters and objects in real world sizes, because whenever you get into Unity or other 3D programs, it's a big benefit to have your characters be at the scale of what world, you know, the world that they're in. Okay, fine and dandy, like cat and candy. I'm gonna play my music too. Make sure it doesn't pop open and stream. Good. I want to add some more music tracks for you guys, because I want you guys to have some variety to your music while you're listening in. All right, so that's one view complete. We can take it now. Let's name it front. And I'm going to do Shift D to duplicate it. Oops. Shift D. I'm going to rotate it on the Z. Boom. La la. Now you can see it on the side. And let's move it to the center. Great. So this is side. And let's go ahead. Typically, you can only see this on one side. So for example, see it on this side, but I can't see it on the other side. And the reason why is that that square that we made, that quad, doesn't have a backside. And that's kind of like how these work, is they're one-sided. So that way you can only see them from one perspective. So let's duplicate. I'll call this, what am I in? I'm in left orthographic, so left. Shift D to duplicate, and then RZ. And if I wanted to, I could do 180. Boom. Oh, I didn't think about it. We'll just do it on one side. Not worry about it. There's probably a way for me to... One second, man. I just realized if I flip that, he's looking the wrong direction. Let's see if that works. Yeah, that would work. Okay, so we're gonna copy this. And then we'll flip it on its Z. Oops. Scale Z -1. And then rotate on Z 180. What am I doing wrong? SZ -1. Oops. Okay. Getting closer. CS. There we go. Okay. Cool. Now we just got to make sure he's that on the right orthographic. Front, left. Awesome. There you go. So now we've got the front, left, right set up, and we just got to do the backside for him. And then I'll lock these layers to where they don't move. Dingy Blender. Or just saving our document. And also, I'll say, what's crazy is like Blender, despite being free, in my experience, crashes way less than Maya and 3ds Max. It's wild how poor the big deal programs run and how often they crash. Let's see here. I'm gonna delete my light. So I really don't need it here in my scene, nor do I need my camera. Is while I'm modeling, I'm gonna shade everything flat without lighting. I'm just gonna have everything bright and popping. All right, let's see here. And then we'll duplicate the front. We'll make that our back. We'll rotate it. Actually, I don't need to rotate this because there we go. Here we go. Here's the back. Move it to the center here. And it should be roughly accurate. Love it. Okay. Let's... All right, take our... Give me 1 second, guys. Something that I just installed the latest version of Blender, so it's lacking some of the things I want clicked on here. And they've actually changed some things too, which is cool. But it does mean while I'm working on stream here, there might be a time or two that I'm like, what's this new update doing? All right, so now you see, I can't select these at all, which is perfect. So while I'm doing my 3D modeling, can't bork anything. It's all gonna be working perfect. All right. And then what we need to do now, see what I probably want to do. Debating if I reduce the transparency of my 3D modeling or this. We'll just leave it as is. All right, so the type of modeling I'm gonna show you guys today is called quad modeling. And quad is very, I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory in its name. When you're doing 3D modeling, it's generally best to work with four-sided objects. And I'll show you why real quick. Let's just quickly create a plane. All right, let's see you're there. Oh, 1 second here. RX 90. C. Oops. C 180. Oh, I was like, why can't I see it? And I realized I'm in wireframe view still. Sorry, guys. There you go. Thanks. See it. Perfect. All right. So we've got here what is known as a quad, which if we jump in, quad is anything that has 4 vertices. So it's got these 4 corners, and each one there's a little dot. Those are called vertices. And if you were to delete one, you have what's known as a triangle. Now, what's great about doing quad modeling is you can do stuff like, and this has been a while, by the way, guys. I'm trying to remember where everything is at. You can do what's known as subdivision surface. And a subdivision surface oops, is where it subdivides the square into more vertices. And you can actually, let me see if I can get it to where you can see it. Yeah, so here you go. So it subdivided my square to have more points. And I can keep doing it too. Essentially turning my square into a circle. And there's different ways of doing this too. But it's what's great is you can make the basic version of an object, then subdivide the square to make it smoother and smoother and smoother. And also, it's just such a clean way of doing things. If you do a triangle, though, if you do a triangle and you were to try to subdivide it, what you may not see here is that it doesn't form clean geometry, and sometimes you can have errors and issues with the game engines you're working in. And the other thing, the last big thing I was going to tell you, the big rule of 3D modeling is you want to avoid at all times what is called an n-gon, which, oops, an n-gon is any 5 sides, or like any quad, you know, like any what am I trying to think of the word? Basically, you don't want 5 vertices on any plane, because then the video game engine will have, or any 3D engine will have no way of like understanding how the geometry, how the face should be aiming, how it should be interpreted. Kind of a complex subject. It's something, once you get into it a little bit more, it's not that hard to know. It's just that's kind of the basics of it. Better to work in squares, which is called a quad, or triangles. And you definitely don't want to do what's known as n-gons, which are things with 5 vertices or more. All right. So we got this here. And what's really cool is what I'm going to do here is I'm going to delete 2 of these vertices. And let's go ahead and let's move let's move this background thing real quick, just a little bit, so that way. Oops. Oops, guys, I'm so sorry. Getting the hang of this again. There we go. That's a little better. So we've got our 2 vertices here, which hopefully aren't too hard to see on stream. And what we can do is simply take them and extrude them, like so. And sometimes you'll want to go ahead and do a triangle, especially with sharp edges. And all I did there was fill it. Go that far. I'm probably gonna do just half of the body at a time, because it's gonna be fairly easy to mirror it. And actually, let's go ahead and take this. You've got in Blender and all sorts of 3D programs things called modifiers, which lets you change what you're working on in a non-destructive way. Essentially, You can edit these things again later. So I'm going to do what's known as mirroring. And that's taking the one half I've made and kind of mirroring it on the other side. I'm changing to where it's going to combine my geometry a little bit closer. There you go. Now it's connecting those two. And I don't want it to merge too easily, so I'm going to find where it... There we go. Okay. Now, before we continue, let's take a moment here. And, you know, I'm learning all this stuff, and I want to see how the classic developers, like Mega Man Legends, how they did their 3D models, because that's what Dingy's based on, is Hideki Ishikawa. 3D model. 3D model. Mega Man Legends. Let's look at this real quick here. Look at our original PS1 game. I'm seeing a lot of fan stuff, but I'm trying to find... Okay, so here's an original from the era. Cool. Look at that. Delta Gal. Neat. I'll just check that out. You know... One moment, guys. I'm going to save this so I can watch this later. It's good on whoever this is making this game. Game days. Okay. Let's look at this 3D model here. Okay. Looks like he has a little bit more rounded chin, so we add a little more geometry. It's a pretty cool fan one. Okay. So he slightly rounds his chins a bit more. He does connect the hair to the rest of it. Looks like the ear connects to the hair here. So remember that. And a very simple body. It's a great face. Love it. All right, so taking from this, got a little bit more rounded chin that he rocks, and then connects the hair to the face. And then some basic primitives to the body. Primitives are things like spheres, cubes, cylinders. All right, that gives me an idea of where to go with this. So, I'm going to keep it like this for now because I like how much it mimics my original illustration. But, just an example, I need it to match where his ears are. So I'm going to slide it by pressing GG. And have the line match up here. And then I'm going to grab these two lines. I'm going to subdivide it, which kind of splits it in half. Oops. There you go. I'll put that to where the ear goes. And let's just go ahead and make this wireframe so that way I can still see my original drawing. Okay. Just looking through real quick. I think what I'll end up doing is I think I'm gonna do get the basic body down before I go ahead and rock the hair. And then I'll take it from there. Let's go ahead and take this. The one trick to 3D modeling is at the end of the day, everything has to flow together in a way that makes sense. And that's like the puzzle part of it, is you're trying to make sure there's no errors or issues where things end up at the end. So. Let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and start taking out some of these elements. And pulling them forward. Oops. Go. And then just doing this, that slight pulling out there is, see, it's already starting to make him a little more 3D. Oops. Pull this out. Definitely want his forehead to match. See, snapping. I want it to snap to vertex. In the side view, I need to pull this all forward here. There we go. See how nice it is to have this character model going? It's gonna make things so much easier for me. Always clean this up later. I already tell him I need a little more geometry and certain parts of it to sell his nose and that kind of thing. So you also don't want the geometry to pinch too much, because then when light hits it, it doesn't create a nice shadow or shading. So it's part of the trick of 3D modeling. Okay. Okay. Well, better. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wanna subdivide here for a... All right, you know what? I probably won't subdivide. Let's keep this real basic. So one thing I was telling you guys is that at the end of the day, I can use triangles to emphasize what I want on here. Like really sharp points, and like the nose would be a perfect example where I might want to do a triangle. Yeah, in fact, I'll pull out the knife tool, cut here. And let's give him a nice sharp nose. There you go. Let's delete this face. Nice thing is, that mirror is going to make things a lot easier. Okay. It's kind of just you're constantly jumping forth between your different views to get things set up how you want. And I haven't done this in ages, guys. So I'm a little out of practice. But hopefully you enjoy this here. I'm enjoying this. I always have fun doing 3D modeling. See how tight that geometry is? I'm going to want to really quickly. There we go. Have to really quickly select these. And subdivide. It's going to let me kind of loosen things up a bit.
Details only bore me. We just came to play. Everyone around you is just in the way. You don't want my story. You just need a name.
Go. All right, and then the bottom of the chin, which leads to his neck. Thing is, at the end of the day, I do get to go through and I fix all these. You can always go back in 3D. It can be a little bit of a time-consuming process, but you always can go back. Let's give him more here. Let's do this too. Okay. All right. Oops. All right, let's extend the neck downwards here. And we get to okay. Sometimes you make things that are just frightening. Use this to help kind of imply his eyes. Getting closer, y'all. And you can do a triangle when it makes sense, like there. Oh, except for when the geometry doesn't do what you want it to. Right here. That's okay. Going up. Thanks for being here, guys. By the way, Hard Drive 32, channel dedicated to learning how to make 32-bit gen games by making one myself, and the process to do so. That's kind of what you're witnessing here, is me working towards that. Looks so mad, thanks to the geometry. There you go. Get it rounded some more. Okay. I've got like a little idea of what I'm gonna do with this. Y'all. Let's go ahead and subdivide. It's always best to go complex and then just reduce down. If you can. I'll probably end up reducing his poly count as I go. Poly count's like how many vertices are total in an illustration. Doing this so you can easily see where the shirt ends. Oops. Ooh, looks like many of this, a lot of that geometry needs to come forward. Let's go ahead and take a moment here and we'll select it. Oops. There we go. Let's see where it needs to move to. Oops, not GX. GY. Oops, I missed some. GY. Subdivide. Ho 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 ho. Perfect. Done. Second guess. Ah! Thank you, Linda. I just now noticed your message. Was someone texting me about missing a message too? No, it was all these ordering or messaging me. Well, thank you, Linda. I appreciate it. He's gonna get there. Right now, he's a little funny looking. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and make that as the point that marks the end of his neck. So we'll make these. We'll make these even with that. Travel them downward. Same thing here. See how that geometry connects. Yeah, there's some messiness going on here that I'm gonna have to correct later, but let's not worry about it right now. Let's worry about messes later. Ooh, look at that. Blech. So that's what I'm talking about, is like when geometry gets really dirty. That's what you kind of want to avoid if you can. So let's see if we can. Okay, so it's cleaner. Can we imply the shape we want though with that? We'll find out. So we can do this. We'll see, that might just look fine since it's such a... The character himself is going to be so simple that might look okay. Alright, so with that tie... A quad would be great here, so... Stand... Fill... Okay. And it's good when you're doing 3D modeling to work big and broad and then come down from that. Yeah. These people pay big bucks for a big old snaz. It's so disturbing the way that it just protrudes like that. I'm so curious to see the final results. And what's hilarious is, like, if you look here, I mean, that's horrifyingly close to what I had drew. Oh, got a terrifying drawing there. Gosh, what would it take to get an anime nose? There's that one Russian... I might bring her up. There's this Russian model. She wants to look like Barbie, so she spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in cosmetics, or not cosmetics, in cosmetic surgery, I should say, to get herself to look like Barbie. Everything, like getting her waist thinner and everything. Let me see if I can show you guys this. Barbie Russian model. Maybe I can become the anime version of this girl. Oh, it's so... Alright, here you go, guys. This is a real person. I mean, follow your dreams and passion. She looks like a One Piece character. That's all she did. She became Nami. Oh, please, Google, don't give me bad results when I type in Nami. She says that she's trying to become like Barbie. I think she inadvertently became a One Piece character. Oh, give me one photo of... Oh, Lord. Of Nami's ridiculous proportions. Or like all of the characters' proportions in One Piece. None of them have waists. Yeah, it's from the manga. That'll do. She looks so eerily similar to Nami. All it took was an incredible amount of cosmetic surgery. Cosmic surgery. Let's see here. Oh, and this is our first round of trying this, so... of 3D modeling, so we're learning. We're learning. Gonna try to go fast if I can at this. Okay, so I want the geometry to flow fairly well. I think I might be able to go without this line here. I'll bring it back if I need it. For now, let's go without it. Let's see here. This to markate the end of the shoulder. Boom. Keep this very, very simple. Oh, I have all my lady characters will look like Nami. They're also... May they never have an accident and fall. Just break in half. Yeah, it is wild to me that there's like people that, you know, like that Russian actress, and there's also I remember watching, I think it was Ripley's Believe It or Not when I was a kid, ladies who do a lot of corsets. They'll wear corsets like you think of medieval times, just the cinched tight outfits to give like ladies a thin waist, and they wear these corsets so long that it ends up shaping their sides of their body. And I guess they did an X-ray on this episode of Ripley's Believe It or Not, and what it does, what's crazy, is it doesn't change their bone structure or anything. You really can't change that, but the corset moves their organs to where they need to be. It is so wild. Yeah. What was the other thing? Oh, I don't know if you guys have ever seen, everyone knows well, not everyone, but a lot of people know about the African tribe where they have their necks, they have the rings around their neck, and it gives them the appearance of having an elongated neck. Let me see if I can... This is the last distraction for this. African tribe, elongated neck. So what a lot of people think is that it's stretching things. Oh, never mind. It's not African. That was... Oh, there is... Never mind. There is some African tribes that do this too. Okay. Here you guys go. Wildness. It looks visually so cool. I'd love to do a character with this look. But what's crazy is this isn't actually doing what you might think. Their necks are perfectly fine. Oh, there's a great example. And I guess if you remove those rings, they're perfectly fine. It's not like it doesn't affect the muscles or anything to where these individuals would suffer any health issues from it. So even though it looks like, oh, it's pushing their neck or shoulders and elongating stuff, I guess it's actually not the case. And those individuals are just say, okay. All right, let's start moving fast. Work messy and then clean up later. Yeah, I want that too. Oops. Oops. All right. Perfect. Like a disgusting weird squid I've made. Alright, let's see here. There's our next point we connect with. It's down here. So I'm going to do all this here, well, just afterwards. Yeah, isn't that wild? They're actually, so for things that are body modification related, I think they're kind of pretty. There's like certain things like, next time you see me on you're going to see one ring around my neck and then 2 and 3 with each subsequent thing. And eventually I'll just be like, you won't even see my shoulders or anything in stream. It'll just be my head and then my neck like giraffing up into the camera. But I think they're kind of pretty. And I also don't, because I feel a little more okay with it too, because like the rings don't harm their body permanently. You can remove, like, I guess they can remove their rings anytime they want and they're okay. So it's not like those kind of like tribal body modifications that the individuals, you know, don't have a choice of being a part of, and it's like you can't go back from it. So I think it's kind of a cool tradition. Let's leave that for now. Let's see here. One thing I'm glad about working on this is, I mean, I'm still a baby when it comes to 3D modeling, but I'm kind of remembering how to do it all the same, which is good because I haven't done this in so long, you guys. It's been 6 or 7 years since I've done any 3D modeling. So I'm just like, how does this all work? And thankfully, a lot of it so far is there for my brain. Okay. Oops. By the way, also trying to grow this channel and going through Instagram, the artists on Instagram are so nice. I'm getting to talk to a lot of people with hundreds of thousands of following that I didn't think they'd have any interest in, you know, like they're busy. I don't think they'd want to say hello or whatever. But not only are they like talking with me, they're giving me feedback and like watching my stories. I'm like, man, Instagram is such a good platform. So I just, there's such positivity and love there. At least from what I see. I know a lot of people get a little trouble on Instagram because if I remember, you can't block DMs, so, which I'm sure is just primarily the worst for ladies. Like I ain't gonna have to worry about that, but which is unfair, but I think Instagram, you just can't stop a DM, so that is one downside. At the very least, I haven't met anybody uncool on Instagram. Only met sweet, nice people so far. Also, off stream, I go live stream. I would love that. I think it'd be so sweet. Yeah, that's actually a lot of them are cool with doing an art trade with me too, which was surprising, and maybe doing some stream on there. So I might talk with them. I'm just waiting for. So my kiddos are going to school here in a month. I'm gonna have a lot more time, and I'm also switching when my sitters watch the kiddos. So I should have a lot more time here soon to dedicate to this, which would be really cool. So maybe I can actually, yeah, hang out with some of those cool folk. That'd be amazing. Go. Yeah, if anyone out there wants to do a collab stream, I'd be down for it. Linda. I know Linda in real life. We'll do Maple Story characters on stream. We'll draw our favorite Maple Story characters. Linda, by the way, is an amazing graphic designer and photographer. Yeah, definitely check out the Lindale on Instagram. Let's see here. What to do here? I'll worry about that section here in a moment. So here in a moment, I might call it pause for the stream today. This was really a good stream just to cut my teeth on a lot of this stuff. Okay. Let's really quickly, oops, wireframe. Oh, please, yes, share your work stream or work screen. I'm down for that. Okay. Now I'm really quickly just getting some of the basics in here. Oops. Oh, come on, thing. Ugh. There we go. This will probably break some things, but we'll fix it here in a second. Looks so weird. Oh my gosh. Done. We don't need to go any further than this. This is so disturbing looking. It's like he's just dude's been steamrolled. Okay, let's see here. What we need to do to fix this? I take that. GY. He's got a while yet to go to be not disturbing. Okay. Yeah, we'll stop there for now. I'll probably work on it between the streams, and what I'll probably end up doing is I'm going to knock out. I'll try to just save some of the more interesting things like the hair for next stream, but I'll get the rest of this body blocked in for you guys. So whenever you guys come back, you'll be able to see a blocked in body. And there we go. So yeah, knock that out tomorrow off stream. Friday, show you what I came up with and get the hair knocked out, probably refine the model just a little bit. I don't think we'll have time to actually start oh my gosh, guys, since I'm moving to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that does change things a little bit. Yeah, between this stream and now, I'm going to knock out the body, like I said, and Friday is actually our video game stream, and the games that I'm wanting to play right then is there's actually a really cool survival horror game that's PlayStation 1 inspired. Let me see what its name is. It looks really impressive. Let's see here. That game was called Dismember Mind, which looked really creepy. I'll pop it open here so you guys can see it. But they nailed what a PS1 game should look like. Let's see here. Spooky. But yeah, I'm really excited to play this. Looks like it nails the horror vibes and PlayStation 1 vibes really, really well. It might be probably gonna have some violent content in it, but it should be pretty cool if you like horror stuff. And we'll also probably play some other random games. Those will be kind of surprises come day of the stream. But thank you again for being here at Hard Drive 32. Love to show off some of the 3D stuff that I do next time on Friday. And hopefully this channel just keeps growing, keep learning how to do 3D art. And thank you for being here for the whole journey. All right, love bunches. Bye-bye.